Here's my back to school night PowerPoint. So for the first slide, while I'm waiting at the door for all the parents to arrive, I would have a while you're waiting slide for selecting conference times of the available dates and times on the table, along with a pink paper or like whatever color paper there is of things you need to know, things you know about your child, and then the blue paper of how well do you know your child. And now we will begin. Welcome to back to school night for math. I am Miss Emma, the second grade math teacher. Okay, here's a little info about me. My name is Miss Emma Hastings. My experience as a teacher has been 2 years in the field, and for those 2 years, I've been teaching second grade. I got my master's in education and special ed from Gwynedd Mercy University in PA. Here are four fun facts about me. I played college volleyball and lacrosse at Gwynedd. I own 3 cats. I love taking day trips to the beach, and I've always lived in New Jersey. That's why I'm hence teaching in New Jersey. Let's make sure you can see it a little better. So, math instruction in our classroom. Here are the daily components that we have in the classroom. So first we start with the calendar math and weather math of just saying like what day, getting the generic numbers taken down. And we always have direct instruction. I'm always going to give it to them as is. And we'll also have guided practice for students who may be struggling in the certain aspects of the lesson that we are taught. And we'll go more further into that when it goes into what kind of work we do in the classroom. We also do independent and peer practices along with math centers. So our goal this year is to build number sense, problem solving skills, and to be confident. So here is the next one, instructional resources and tools. So the textbook we are using this year is Envision Mathematics 2020 Savez, I want to say that's how it's pronounced. There's different levels of the book, so as your child progresses, the whole class will in all get a new book that will work for them. Along with digital tools, we do iReady Math, Reflect Maths, and Class Dojo for updates for you and the kids to see their progress. These are all just manipulatives online, but as for in-person manipulatives, we use base 10 blocks, Unifix cubes, pattern blocks, and number lines. Other materials we'll use in the class are whiteboards, math games, and puzzles. And I put in a photo of what kind of whole number work we use and how we use the Unifix cubes, base 10 blocks, etc. Just so you guys understand, and you can look around the walls and see those too. Sorry, little technical difficulties, but that is all right. So here's what a typical math class looks like. As I was mentioning earlier, I'd go into depth of what we learn and do. So we start up with a morning warm-up calendar and weather math, like I said. So we can maybe find the average of what the weather is this week, or for example, calendars, what month it is, how many months left of school, doing subtraction, etc. Then we do mini lessons with whole group instruction for new concepts. So this is when I'm teaching to the whole class like I am right now with you parents. But then after we're done doing that, we go into our centers where I teach and lead a small group in the back corner where you can see my curved table. Or students can participate in math games as a group, tech stations, or independent practices. So after we all do that individual work or small group work, we'll do a wrap up of sharing and reviewing or an exit ticket, just so I know what place all of our students are at. So here's the weekly math schedule. I put a photo of last year's time frame of our class scheduling. Now there is some things mixed around just depending on the day and depending on special, etc. But it's always located to the right of my whiteboard. So on Mondays through Fridays, we have 60-minute blocks where we do math. So on Monday, we do a new concept. Tuesday and Wednesday, we do guided practices and centers. Thursday, we do problem solving and review. Friday, we do assessment and math journal reflections. So this all differs depending on the lesson and how well the students are adapting to it, along with, say we have state testing later down the line, we're going to do more state testing heavy based work with that. So now we also do daily spiral reviews and reinforce previous learning skills. So just making sure we have full concepts of what we're learning now, previously, just so we have like a whole baseline of everything we learned. So that's the visual of the schedule for you. So here is the academic standards and math standards. So this is going to be a little more, if any of you guys are teachers out there, you'll understand what this is, but I'm just going to give you guys the baseline of what we are given so you understand. So we, based on Common Core State Standards, CCSS, the key standards in second grade that we are given are operations and algebraic thinking, like addition, subtraction within 100. We also do number and operation in base 10, so this includes place value to 1000s. We also do measurement and data, time, money, length. For geometry, we do shapes, attributes, parting, and real life application ties into each stand. So here are some examples from last year of what we have. So this is what wrong side. This is, we're doing the numbers and seeing what tens and ones places go with the base 10 and place values, along with, this photo up here, we're doing the shapes and rectangles and triangles and figuring out the sides and etc. So here are the type of activities we do. I went into depth about when we split up our time, what are the students given, and this is what it is. So for math centers, we have an image of what they are, and you can see these located on the cubbies, and it's accessible to all students through all times of the day if it's appropriate. So for games, we do reinforcing facts, strategies, and logistical thinking. Math Talk is something that I started last year. It's build number sense and communication. We're just talking about it. Math centers are rotated weekly for the students to reinforce current concepts. So I rotate it weekly for students, so your child is placed in a certain group that is up to speed with all the students that they are placed with. We have kids that get the concept of math really good, so all those kids are going to that group. The kids who don't really understand and need some guidance is down here, and we will put them in a group, and they are all going to work together. Now this is the same for reading, writing. It's not a nag at them. It's literally just the fact that we want everyone to be on the same page and to have them surrounded by peers that make them feel the same. So that is why it gets rotated weekly. And then we do project-based learning, kind of like creating real-world math concepts. So like I said, we learned about time, money, management, charts. That all goes into it. Math standards and skills. So we follow the Pennsylvania Core Standards for Mathematics, which focuses on building strong foundational skills in number sense, operations, algebraic thinking, geometry, and measurement and data. Kind of all went into that, but again, I'm going to give you guys what we do for each of them and just dig a little deeper just so you understand what your student is given. So for numbers in operation in base 10, place values to 1000 are used. Comparing and ordering numbers, adding or subtracting 2 and 3 digit numbers. So activities like place value games, regrouping puzzles, number line races. I love number line races. And then for number 2 is operation and algebraic thinking. This is addition and subtraction within 100. Word problem and introduction into multiplication through repeated addition. And then we're going to continue. To continue, for geometry, we do identifying and describing 2D and 3-dimensional shapes, understanding symmetry and attributes of shapes. Fourth, we do measurement and data, so measuring length in inches and centimeters, telling time to the nearest 5 minutes, and reading and creating graphs. So here's a worksheet over here. Here's a worksheet of a graph that we would do. Here's the race that I was talking about earlier. And then lastly, here is what we do for shapes. One big question I get is, how can I help my student with math at home? And I heavily encourage this. And yes, I know people's lives are completely different. You might not be able to sit at a table for 10-15 minutes with your child, and that's completely understandable. Everyone has their own stuff going on. You have more than one kid to attend, but this is some little things. Math at home, and how can you help? So homework is sent home Monday through Thursdays, and for 10 to 15 minutes per night, focus on the current skills and fluency practices. Some support tips is talk about how you can use math at work/home, real world examples. Practice skip counting, telling time, playing math games. So say, I'll attend to you in 5 minutes. Please come back in 5 minutes. They could do 5, 10, 15, count to 60, start from the beginning, and do that 5 times. It might be a little complicated. You might have to give them a piece of paper, but that is just a little example. And let them explain their math thinking. This actually really helps for students to keep their concept. And once their gears start moving, they may realize, oh wait, let me retrace my steps. This is what I did wrong. Talking now always helps. So just make sure they are included in maybe grocery shopping, cooking, budgeting, measurement, all good things, and small things that you can add. So if this will work. Okay. Our math goals for this year, let's get those check marks for building strong number sense, developing problem-solving stamina, foster in growth mindset in math, and prepare for the higher level thinking in math. I think right after that winter break is, I call them 3rd grade. They are 3rd grade at that point, not 2nd grade anymore. They're ready to get ready for 3rd grade. So this means you are going to start thinking and acting like a 3rd grader because you're going to be one. Lastly, let's stay connected this school year, please. Communication and questions are more than welcome to come my way. So you can use emmahastingsschool.edu. Also be ready for Class Dojo for any updates and reminders, because I can reach out to you parents. And this will come with like celebrations of the students and birthdays, etc. And let's work together to support our children's success in math. And if there's any questions, I am happy to help. If you want to address them now or privately, you are more than welcome. But have a great night, and so excited for everything with you guys.